Hello, boys and girls. Today, we're going to continue our lesson on multi-step number stories. Let's take a look at our math message. James shares 10 grapes equally with his sister. Then he eats 3 of his grapes. How many grapes does James have left? Let's remember to read the problem twice so we fully understand it. James shares 10 grapes equally with his sister. Then he eats 3 of his grapes. How many grapes does James have left? Use pictures, words, or numbers to show your work on your slate, or you can write it down on your slideshow. If you've already completed the problem, please continue. Otherwise, please pause and solve the problem. Remember to try include a number story. So let's take a look at what the problem is asking us. James shares 10 grapes equally with his sister, and that tells us right away that if James is sharing his grapes, that he's going to be dividing them. And how many people are there? Well, there are 2 because it's James and his sister. And 2, it's sharing tells us that I'm dividing it into equal groups. So it's important to remember that we look for those words that help us understand what the problem is asking us. So 10 grapes is shared by 2 people. And that would be 10 with this division sign divided by 2. The other division sign that you probably recognize more is this. So 10 divided by 2 is how we're going to write the first part of the problem. And when we think about it, then we go to the next step, which is then he eats 3 of his grapes. So after he divides his 10 grapes between 2 people, he and his sister, then he eats 3. And if he's eating 3, he's taking away 3. So that would be minus 3. So we would do 10 divided by 2 minus 3. And we're not sure what he has left. And so that would equal G for grapes. And I'm doing the best I can with the G. There we go. 10 divided by 2 minus 3 equals G. G for grapes. Because James eats 3. Now that we've written our number model, we're going to solve the problem. First, I know 10 divided by 2 equals 5. Because if I take 10 and I break it into 2 groups, I'll have 5 and 5. 5 plus 5 is 10. So 10 divided by 2 equals 5. But then I still have to do the next part. That means James has 5 grapes. His sister has 5 grapes. But he eats 3 of his grapes. So 5 minus 3 would equal G. The 5 standing for the grapes after he split them in half, minus 3 being what he ate equals G. And 5 minus 3 equals 2. So G, grapes, equals 2. James has 2 grapes left. His sister must still have 5. We don't know if she ate hers or not. So that is just an example of how you would solve this number problem. It's 2 steps, and it's really important to make sure that when you write a number model out for a multi-step problem, that you organize it in a way that is efficient and easy to understand, and it also matches the number problem. You did a great job, and there will be more to come. Awesome.